Greenflash is the AI product optimization suite built for teams creating and managing AI agents, copilots, and chatbots, for them to understand how those products are performing in the real world with their real users and at scale, and to give them the tools to continually improve and adapt their agents to drive more revenue, higher engagement, and better business outcomes. Greenflash was created to give these teams the competitive advantage that they need to ensure their agents are the ones who win in an increasingly crowded market. Let's see how. Greenflash is built on two core pillars: data through analytics and action through optimization. These are the two ways that Greenflash facilitates product, engineering, and leadership teams to both understand how their products are performing and then take the action needed to continually adapt those products to changes in user needs, business needs, and market conditions to ensure that they are constantly the best products on the market. Let's start with product analytics. The first thing that you'll need to do is integrate with Greenflash, which you can do through one of our SDKs and just a few lines of code. Once that's set up, all of the interactions between your agents and your end users will get piped asynchronously over to Greenflash, where we will start performing our analyses. In this case, we have a product with a number of different conversations in it. And every single time a user interacts with this product, we run every one of the messages from that interaction and all of the agentic steps that an agent might be taking in the background through a battery of over 15 different tests. Those can include direct measurements like user experience metrics, which include both explicit metrics such as user rating and implicit measures that we evaluate from the conversation itself, like sentiment, commercial intent, frustration analysis, and struggle, as well as risk and safety metrics like whether the agent hallucinated, the user was trying to jailbreak the app, or whether biased or toxic language was being used, as well as a whole suite of additional analyses such as topic analysis, topic group analysis, and keywords, which are a great way to understand what topics are driving the best user outcomes and which ones need some work. And of course, all of these can be dove deeper into to fully understand which interactions are driving these different outcomes and to better understand how your product is performing with real users. To dive deeper, we also provide initial query analysis, which clusters every single opening line a customer interacts with your product to give you a good sense of what core work needs to be done for that user, as well as custom analyses, which allow you to define any arbitrary question or guardrail that you want analyzed on every single interaction. This can be things like issues for guardrails, like if your model performs a certain behavior that you want alerted on because it's a problem, like them mentioning a competitor, or expectation checks for good things that you expect to happen with your agent or copilot, or evidence finder where you just want to discover more about the patterns in your data. Whatever it is, these analyses can be tailored specifically to your particular business needs, and then as Greenflash notices or flags them, you can dig into each individual interaction. All of those analyses end up rolling up into this higher level view of how your product is performing over time. We call that the product quality index. And this is an aggregate of all of the different metrics, both custom and internal to Greenflash, that drive positive user experiences and business outcomes. This index can be fully customized to your particular business needs so that every single score that Greenflash gives is relevant to your business. And we can include other business events outside of the direct agentic interaction that are related. So things like upgrades, conversion events, downgrades, signups, payments, all of that can be taken into account to ensure that every change that you make to your agent is ultimately driving better business outcomes, whatever those may be for your particular business. And then Greenflash can use those data to give you insights into how your product is performing at a higher level. This is a very nice way for you to understand how things are going as interactions continue to grow, and more concrete steps for how you can continually improve your product. We'll dive into a few more of these in just a minute. But before we go, I want to point out user research. In addition to thinking about your product as a group of interactions that are all with a specific agent, you can also think about your products as groups of interactions based on particular user behavior. One of the most common themes we see our customers interested in are why some of their users interact with their agent and then churn, while other users interact with an agent and then love it, have a great experience, and continue to come back and re-engage with their agent or copilot. What Greenflash can do is, using all of those metrics that we just saw, we can compare those interactions between customers who churned and customers who returned to give you a good sense on why those customers are taking that particular behavior, as well as an explanation on all of the data that Greenflash used to give you that analysis. Of course, giving you an understanding of how a product is performing is just half of the puzzle. The other piece is, how do you take that information to ensure that your products continually improve and outperform all of your competitors? And for that, we have optimization. In this case, every time you send data to Greenflash, you can include the system prompt that that agent, copilot, or chatbot used. Those system prompts get logged into Greenflash. And if you'd like to use the Greenflash UI, you can actually manage the entire system prompt lifecycle directly in Greenflash, from creating prompts, editing prompts, deleting prompts, all of that, to ensure people outside of, say, the most technical on your team can help manage this process and continually improve your system prompts. Whether you're using our API for this or our UI, either way, what Greenflash does is analyze all of the system prompts that are being used with all those other metrics relevant to specifically your business needs to give you a good sense of how a particular prompt is performing. And then Greenflash can compare those prompts between interactions that went really well to interactions that were poor, and our knowledge of industry best practices across multiple industries to give you a recommended update to your system prompt and all the reasons and evidence for those changes. You can then use that suggestion in your code base. You can access this via our API. And in that way, you can continuously update and improve your product with every single interaction. And of course, all of this data is yours to use. Everything that we analyze can be used by you to fine-tune your models, retrain them if need be, or sell on to your customers. And each of these analyses is available in our webhooks so that you can actually trigger alerts, Slack updates, workflow kickoff, or even automated emails to your customers whenever Greenflash notices a very positive interaction just happened, a very negative interaction just happened, or if any of your custom analyses are triggered. This is a really good way to ensure that while you're managing this process at scale, every single one of your individual users is having the ideal experience. And that's how Greenflash helps you improve your agents, understand what's happening at scale, and ultimately drive your business forward.